get all this sediment, suspended sediment into the bed. And also there is another one, they have some kind of kinetic energy created to go with the high velocity there, even though it runs along the contour. Okay. Yes, this is just a 1:50,000 map, and you can see small minor tanks everywhere and paddy fields. So cascades are there. Candela cascade, Kapilgam cascade, Bandaratali cascade. For example, it will be drained to Kalanchi tank. So there are 65 tanks. How we can see the real cascades? Okay, you can operate it. Now you can see the water movement. Water is moving from one tank to the other through paddy fields and through spillways. Then it will be fed there, and finally it will go to another big tank, relatively big tank. So the same thing you can see the Kapilgam cascade also, it will do the same. Then yes, the other one is Bandaratali cascade. Now, why you want to do this? Because cascades are there defining the water movement from a particular catchment. So you can see the boundaries. That is the cascade, nothing else. But the beauty of this is that all together will form a cluster of tanks which should be managed together. If you are going to take one by one individually, do rehabilitation and manage, then that is we are losing the whole spirit of cascades. Okay. Same thing you can see the Kapilgam cascade. Yes, those are the boundaries, right? Now this is the one that we had identified for last more than 35 years, because Professor Madhum Bandar has defined this one according to water movement, right? Now here the cascades are there as clusters of tanks linked with canals, drainage canals. Okay? Now, these will be drained finally to major tank. That is the beauty of this whole network. And can you just imagine that whether there is any kind of intensive rains or long drought periods will affect this sun because of the network of these canals and streams if those are working. The reasons here, main factors for cascade formation, I will tell that this is a unique system in Sri Lanka because these combinations should be somewhere in the world, then there can be a cascade system. Otherwise, no. Because sometimes some people claim that we also have the cascade, but it's just one or two, not a cluster of cascades. And also those are not designated for different purposes. So that is the important part of this. So morphology, low elevation, moderate undulation, rainfall biomodality, 1500 millimeter per year. And if you just take ISO height of this 1500 millimeter per year, you can find the tank densities decreasing either side. So this is what I call silver line. The most intensive part of these tanks are there. Then soil, especially the geology is regolith aquifer, then low infiltration, and mainly reddish brown earth and low heavy clay soils. In some places in Kurunagala, you will find some other soils also. Okay. Okay, these are the definitions. In 1985, Professor Madhum Bandar has defined just taking the water movement. And Later on, after about 35 years, we found that it is not enough to describe the ecology of this. Ecology, because now we are talking about ecosystems which will generate this water, as Secretary mentioned very correctly. So that we had to change the definition, ecological definition, like tank cascade is an ecosystem where water and land resources are organized within the microcatchment of the dry zone. Microcatchment of the dry zone landscape, providing basic needs to human, floral and faunal communities, not only for people, through water, soil, air and vegetation with human intervention on sustainable basis. If you forget that part, sustainable basis, then it is the cascade systems. Okay. Now, environmentally sensitive areas, because we had a project, I think we are having that project still, to identify environmentally sensitive areas. The definition is, it is an area in which plant and animal life or their habitats are either rare or especially valuable because of their special nature or role in an ecosystem, and which would be easily disturbed or degraded by human activities and development. That is the sensitivity of this particular area. If you take that one, what about tank cascade systems? Okay. Now, I will tell you, just to give an example here, bat. That is a special creature, you know that. Good planter and pollinator and pest controller. One bat consumes about 600 insects during one night. In the ecosystem, if bat is there, no need to worry about pest, insects. And the bat supplies nitrogenous fertilizer. You know, in Chile, that is the main export material is bat dung in Chile. Then habitats of the bat is very important because it does not go here and there. Only two trees. One is Terminalia arjun and the other one is Manuka longifloria. That means kumbuk and me. If you destroy kumbuk and me, that is the end of these bats. People are removing these habitats. You see the problem. This is the way that if you go to these rural villages, you will see this kind of hazardous things. Okay, so next time. Now, we have small tanks, about 15,000, about 80% of these tanks are in form of cascade systems. Now we have identified 1,262 tank cascade systems over Sri Lanka that has been recorded. There may be more. Then what we did that we have identified zones, 3 zones. One is north and north central, the other one is northwestern, the other one is south and southeastern, but there are some other cascade systems we have to consider, but not in this kind of zones. Okay. Why we are expecting this from cascade systems? One is physical productivity level we will have to improve. Second one is economic productivity potential. Third one is ecological productivity potential. The other one is for people, especially socio-cultural productivity potential. So it's not only economic productivity. We'll have to think about all these because it's an ecosystem. And ecosystem service is there not only for improvement of economics, but also for a lot of purposes. Okay. Why we are talking about cascades again and again? Because one is it has a lot of absorption points and retain water, so that drought and flood events can be expected more due to climate change can be addressed. There is a possibility. Then high prevalence of poverty in tank cascade areas, we found that they are very poor and they are not managing well and they are not really considered the important community within these systems. Malnutrition can be greatly reduced by tank fishery and animal husbandry. They have a very balanced diet. Sources are different, but coming into this, the community. Better land use and cascade principles addresses ecological issues such as clearance of village forest, unsustainable land use, etc. Because now people are now removing forest, doing cultivation. If you can go to Tantrimal area, they are doing cultivation for clearing forest to cultivate maize without any kind of conservation measure. Terrible. Then living conditions can be improved. Health issues there. When you have no any contamination, yes, it can be even used for drinking purposes. Up to 1960s, people have used for drinking from these tanks. Then, most importantly, rainwater harvesting. Now we are talking about rainwater harvesting more and more, but the traditional system is based on rainwater harvesting principles. With subsurface flow, because now when you see that the surface flows are there, feeding tanks, at the same time, invisible, there is another flow there, subsurface flow, which will wet some areas. I just want to tell you that we are using the singular term Lanka. Lanka is not the cluster of tank. It is the wet area we can identify along these tank cascade systems. But that is the name now we are using. Fish biodiversity. Then when you do this as a team, as a group, as a whole community, it will improve the social cohesion, sharing land and water resources during droughts, wetland, taculum. I think you are familiar with this. Food security through animal husbandry and fishery. So it is not only crop agriculture, it is livestock also there. I love this picture because it has all components. Unfortunately, we can't see anywhere in the dry zone. This is the whole package of this ecosystem. Now, if you take this Godavala, that is upstream water hole, which will trap the sediment coming from upper part, especially in Chena lands. Then Gaskomana, that the trees strip, tree belt. And somewhere there you can see Perahana, that is the meadow. Then even where they are settled, they have another buffer strip there, hamlet buffer, this way. Then they can have another sandwich reservation, Kattakadu, from between Yaya, paddy fields and the dam. All these are having specific purposes. After getting this all, you will find this water is filtered, water is crystal clear, so that people can drink. So there are some drinking points of these tanks. If you just go now and ask about these old people, they will show you this is the Nana Mankada, this is the Pana Mankada, this is the Dobi Mankada, that is for washing purposes. So many things you can come up with a lot of stories. Finally, Q-level. Q-level is the drainage. That is the drainage which had been there in the past before even damming this particular drainage. So that they are well equipped. I should say that they are environmentally concerned, not like us now. Okay? The Kattakadu, Landa, Gangoda and this way, that will contribute to improve the fertility of the paddy plant. No need to put any kind of chemical fertilizer. Chemical fertilizer, if you put there, then the whole story will be the other way, and finally you will not get any kind of water filtered from this system. So without chemical fertilizer only, we can talk this about this system sustainability. Then this is your project, agro-silvopastoral system. Now we are talking a very new thin slide, but it is there. It was there. Upstream reservation and tank bed free grazing area. Cattle are fed by this area. Then rain-fed farming with fallow period. Then Tisma Bay free roaming and grazing. Shrubland for free grazing. And also you get paddy lands with fallow period. So plenty of opportunities for cattle to get their feeds. So this is agro-silvopastoral system that we had in the past. Okay. I just want to keep some time for the questions and discussions. I just want to tell you that system sustainability we can ensure, especially the problem is policy issues. We have done several times, we have attempted to form these cascade management committees, failed, because no policy or no regulations to get this team together. Then we wanted to have a cascade management fund, because no need to get the external interventions to do what is really needed, they will decide. Then only thing now, the knowledge is disappearing. That we have to take care of with education and training. Especially, there should be a very strict land use plans. Put together everything to ensure the sustainability. It can be transferred to divisional secretary, not any kind of line agencies, and divisional secretary will make decisions, and that decisions will be implemented by line agencies. So that is the structure that we are talking about. So very short and sweet presentation. That's all. Thank you very much, and you can ask any question.
Any questions from the audience?
Yes, please.
So what was the exact use of Tisma?
Tisma. That's a good question. Tisma Bay is the Tisma Bay is the buffer zone of Gangoda settlement, and that is the sanitary place for women and children. Shablan the other way, men have to go there along the bund and do the sanitary service. They are not allowed to go to that place. And also, there are a lot of waste materials are dumped in this Tisma Bay, which will be decomposed and pass it over to paddy fields. And also, one important thing that I will tell you, the resting place of buffalo. Buffalo blood is so attractive to malaria mosquitoes. So that is not my research studies have shown. They have done one researcher at Qatar. She has done a good job, and she finds that these mosquitoes are very attractive to buffalo. That's good because they will stay there without going into settlement area. So that we are safe, and we are safe, but they are also safe because they don't get malaria. And yes, that is it. This one will contribute to improve the fertility level. And also that is also one ecosystem. You can get a lot of services from that. Especially waste recycling is the best one, I can tell you. If we can restore that, I don't think that now people are allowed to do it now. Yes, please.
Earlier, didn't we talk about the nature-based solutions for controlling water quality and so on? How will you compare with the Dignity nature-based solution with your cascade system?
This is nature-based solution. That is the answer.
We have a full package of nature-based solutions here.
Yes.
Yes.
We are trying to restore that in some
That's-
places.
yes. We are actually trying to now adopt nature-based solutions into the cascade system.
Taking lessons from this. Yes.
Small question because there are a lot of effluents in gradual areas. So how about the sustainability of food cascade with these effluents? A lot of extraction of effluents.
Now we had that trend earlier in 1980s with the intervention of Agriculture Development Authority, and they have paid some 25,000 per week, and it has gone so beyond the limits. And finally, what we had to do is to do some research. What is the impact of this? So we found that the groundwater depletes temporarily, not permanently. So that depletion can be recovered by the next season if it is a good summer season. Otherwise, that will continue to be there for the next yellow season also. So there is a problem. So what we did, even you can remember those days in the Kurula area also, we have done this kind of things and finally came up with some recommendations. Recommendations are there that
100 meters between two wells.
yes,
That's minimum.
that's minimum. So we have made a series of recommendations, and unfortunately those are not happening still. Anyone can do it, no regulations. That is the
Now the government is now very careful about food security.
yes.
Yeah. Don't you think our food security can be achieved with this kind of nature-based solution?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Because now food can be produced and also food can be provided by the ecosystem. Both are there. Now earlier, these people went to jungle to collect food. They went to Ratmalana here to collect food. In addition to that, they are taking tuber crops in the jungle and get that and use as a food. In addition to all this, what they produce is their food. And also they can preserve some of these food items to ensure the food security. So food security and water security is there. Only thing we'll have to take the lessons from this system.
You said to take a good